Hello, Beth Wilson here for Healthy Steps Kitchen Tools. Today is a great day to take healthy steps in your kitchen, and who better to help guide us about portion control and why it's important in your everyday diet. I'm honored to welcome back one of the country's foremost communicators in nutritional guidance and training, Kathy Duran-Thal, Director of Nutrition for the Cooper Wellness Program at the famed Cooper Aerobics Center in Dallas. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Beth.
We're so glad you're here. You're always full of interesting tips.
Thank you.
So, you have been associated with Dr. Cooper and the Cooper Aerobics Center for over 25 years. What's the first step that you recommend to change eating behavior? I mean, where do folks begin?
Well, it's a step that I think is fairly important, and it's a step that people don't want to take, and that's probably an issue with the first step. Is that first you have to create an awareness of what you presently are doing, because you have to kind of figure out what am I doing and where do I want to go, and you catch yourself doing things and keeping a food record or a food log is one of the best things that you can do. And people will say, "Oh my gosh, I don't have time to keep a food record," and you think, well, it doesn't take that long. And also, there's all kinds of different web applications that you can do.
Right.
I kind of am a fan of physically writing it down yourself because it creates mindfulness. But you'll start writing things down, and then you'll think, oh, for heaven's sakes, I had no idea I ate 3 servings of wheat thins, which is something that I would do. I'd come home after work and I'd be in the kitchen getting ready for dinner, eating 3 servings of wheat thins, and I never knew it was wheat thins. And the next day, I wouldn't even remember that I had wheat thins. Or was it Triscuits? I mean, you just don't know.
Right, right. Which
so
is
it's
why you should write
creating
it
an
down.
awareness and creating a food log, and then of course visiting with the correct healthcare professional. Obviously, a registered dietitian be one who would lead you in the right direction, and the food record helps you remember portion control.
Interesting. Okay. Telling us a lot more about ourselves than we ever knew. Okay. What types of foods are people most likely to overindulge in at home? I mean, when people eat a salad, they think they're eating healthier, but that's not necessarily the case.
Exactly. I think one of the foods that people overindulge in is wheat thins, for example. But me aside, things that come in large packages, like chips, where there's not a clear portion control. So anything that we can do to add a portion control factor back into the foods that we're eating is a great step.
Right. Being able to measure them.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So the salad, for example, is what we know in the industry is something that has a healthy halo, which means people think they're eating a salad, so throw caution to the wind and say, well, I ate healthy, and they didn't think about the key components that come into a salad that add value, nutrition, but also calories and grams of fat.
All right.
So again, we're just going to watch a little bit about portion control and add the right ingredients to begin with.
Okay.
So I've got the romaine lettuce, and I washed and dried that in a salad spinner, and then a couple of the ingredients that I'm going to add these are scallions that are pre-chopped, and that's just going to get a little pizzazz. These are mandarin oranges that I drained. And the idea about a salad is if you have all these ingredients laid out for your family, then they can create their own salad, because my son's not going to be so wild about the onions, but he's going to want to eat all the mandarin oranges. So, you can kind of just add and subtract however you want.
Okay.
These are craisins, and so dried cranberries. You could add cherries or any other, or eliminate them if you choose to. And these are roasted nuts. And I want to focus on the roasted nuts because 1 cup of nuts is 800 calories and 80 grams of fat. You think, well, I don't eat a cup of nuts. You go, no, but 1/4 of a cup of nuts, clearly you would, which would be this, which is 200 calories and 20 grams of fat. So I want to make sure we add enough value to these nuts by roasting them. So we preheat the oven to about 350 degrees and roast them for about 8 minutes on a cookie sheet.
Let me ask a question, though. Is it calories we should be more concerned about, or fat grams?
Both. We can't really isolate either one or the other. If it's higher in fat grams, it therefore is higher in calories. So we want to be mindful of both. So this is an excellent source of calories, it's an excellent food source because it's a great nutrition powerhouse, the nuts. But we just want to, again, watch portion control.
Okay.
So this is 1/4 of a cup and roasted nuts because it brings out the flavor profile of the nuts. And then some fresh strawberries. And you could add raspberries or blackberries, whatever you choose, but strawberries, anything you see. And then this is goat cheese, and I have a trick about goat cheese is that generally the recommendation is don't freeze cheese, but I completely ignore that, and I get a log of goat cheese and I freeze the cheese, and then about 30 minutes before I'm ready to use the cheese, I take it out of the freezer and let it defrost slightly so I can dice it so that it crumbles better, and then I put it back into the refrigerator. So I'm going to add some goat cheese and try to distribute it, and it's of course better if it's cold and not at room temperature, so we'll just do our best here with the goat cheese.
It's easier to distribute.
Exactly. And then we talk about the salad dressing, and this is where we can sometimes go a little bit astray because now we've got all the components of a great salad, and then we reach for a Caesar, and you think, wow, my gosh, so high in calories and grams of fat. So I made a salad dressing before I came, and I made it with a rice wine vinegar, and this is called a rice wine vinaigrette, and it is a spectacular dressing. And then I used a package of Italian dressing mix here and some fresh garlic and put it in a blender. I used less oil, and the reason I used less oil, or could use less oil, is I used dried parsley, and dried parsley is a thickening agent, and so then put it in a blender. And then I put it into the Healthy Steps cruet, which is really a neat little gizmo here, because again, my tendency is to add all of this.
Right.
And then I miss the flavors of all the ingredients that I've just added. And so this, I've added my dressing here, and I can just shake it just like this, just to make sure it's well distributed. And then with a simple pump, 1, 2, I have a perfectly measured 2 tablespoon serving, which is the USDA serving size for a salad dressing, and then just remove the lid here and then just sprinkle it right on top here.
How about that?
And even though that's 2 tablespoons, which is the serving size for one person, I'm able to do this entire salad, make this entire salad with just the 2 tablespoon portion size. So again, you can put your own salad dressing in here. You don't need to make a homemade salad dressing if you choose not to.
Now, can you put that in the refrigerator?
You sure can.
Okay.
And then just be sure that then when you take it out that you shake it gently just to distribute the ingredients, especially a homemade dressing, which may separate a little bit easier.
Okay.
But again, it's always portions, and all things can fit in moderation. So this is a salad I think you'd really enjoy at home.
Kathy, that looks delicious. I do think I would like that. And I like the idea of, putting all the ingredients out and letting people choose. I know for my girls, they would like to choose rather than have it presented to them.
That's exactly right.
We call that passing by at my house.
Perfect.
All right, to keep up with Kathy and to learn more about the Cooper Wellness approach to a healthier lifestyle, log on to cooperwellness.com. You can also find this easy homemade salad dressing recipe and all the Healthy Steps portion control tools at myhealthysteps.com. Thank you so much for watching.